Hi, this is a short guide to HackMotion software. Once you launch the software, you can see this green message box saying that the device connected to the application. And it happens always automatically if the sensor is paired with Windows in its Bluetooth settings and when the sensor is switched on and the software is launched. Also, on the right bottom corner, we can see the battery indicator, which is currently at 80%. Sensor lasts up to 7 hours with one battery charge, and it takes around 2 hours to fully charge it. You can charge it via standard USB micro cable. So when you start working with the software, you can choose training mode. It's either full swing, which also includes pitching and chipping, and it's putting. And also you can load sessions from your previously recorded lessons. Let's start with full swing. Once you choose your training mode, you need to start a session. And this is done by sensor control buttons on the left side of the screen. So we press session and we can enter the player's name here, or we can leave the default one there. It will be automatically saved in any of those cases. So we start a session, and right away we can see the 3D model is moving on the right side of the screen, and we also see a little message saying that we would need to calibrate the sensor to get better readings. So we can press on that message box, or we can press on calibration button on the left side of the screen. And we have to do it in 2 simple steps. At first you need to hold your hand straight and press once, and then you have to extend it a little bit and press again. And then it's done. So as you can see on the 3D screen, there are all the time the angles of my wrist is showing there. So we see flexion and extension and radial ulnar. So regarding the values there, for extension it will be always positive values, for flexion negative ones, and the same goes for radial ulnar. For radial we would get positive, and for ulnar we would get negative values. Okay, so now the sensor is set and we can do a golf swing, and once it's done the system will automatically detect it. And after each swing the system will output the wrist angles on the screen. Okay, let's start with loading a session and talking about the readings that you can get from HackMotion Sensor. So you press on load session on the right top corner of the screen, and you choose a session which you want to load. Let's pick this one. Currently we can see that the screen is divided in 2 large panels, and we can actually choose what we want to see here. So currently the table view is open on the left side of the screen, showing all the shots that were made on that session, and the tile view is on the right side of the screen, showing the actual numbers of wrist angles at different stages of the swing. So let's say we pick one of those swings and we switch to chart view. So on the chart view, the green line represents flexion and extension, the same as green boxes on the right side of the screen, and the blue one goes for radial ulnar deviation. What we can see is that the system automatically detects 3 main events. So it's address, it's top of the backswing, and it's impact. And it outputs the exact numbers at those positions on the right side of the screen. We can pan and zoom the graph. We can move the mouse over the lines to see the exact values at the points which we might be interested in. We can also switch off the lines if we want it to be readable easier. Okay, and then we can also see on the right side of the screen, on the bottom, timings of the swing. It's time of the backswing, time of the downswing, and the ratio between them. We can easily switch those boxes on or off as we please. So we can either close them here, just by clicking on the corner of the box, or you can do it through this eye icon. So with that one you can even switch on or off the whole line of them. So it's pretty fast and easy to do. Now a couple of words about biofeedback. So you enable biofeedback on the left side of the screen by pressing on biofeedback icon. And you have two options for that. You can either have static biofeedback or dynamic one. So let's start with static. It's for slow rehearsals where you set the angle that you want your student to have, and if the angle is correct, then the music would sound from the system. Please make sure that your computer has not muted the audio. So let's say we want to see a little bit of extension at the top of the backswing. Once we have range set, then if I move my hand in the angle that was in the range, the music would sound. And we can do the same for radial ulnar, the same way, setting the range of the angles that we are happy with. This is how static biofeedback works. The dynamic one would be used for students training while you probably grab a coffee. So you choose biofeedback, dynamic one, you set the stage of the swing that you want to have it at. Let's say we're walking at the top of the backswing. You choose either flexion extension or radial ulnar, and the same way we set the sliders to adjust angles. And now what happens is, once the student makes a swing, the system automatically detects it and checks if the angle was in the range that you set. If it was there, the student gets a confirmation sound. If it was not there, the warning sound would come from the system. Now a couple of words on putting mode. So we choose putting and we start new session. And we can see my wrist moving in the 3D screen. And you can see live angles for flexion extension and radial ulnar there. On the left side of the screen we have wrist stability measurement, which actually shows the range of the angles, all angles of the wrist, by how much they change during the putting swing. So basically, the more stable is your wrist, the better. And we also have biofeedback for that. So you choose biofeedback, you enable it, and you set the value that you want to see. And we also have timings for backswing, downswing, and ratio between them. So, just to recap, we know that time in your lessons is of great value, so we made the system super easy to use and super fast to start working with it. So you launch the software, you pick your training mode, you start the session, you calibrate the sensor, and you're ready to do swings, and the system will automatically detect them.